Hi guys, my name is Jenny Janover, and I am the founder and creator of Liquid Motion. And as promised, I'm going to try to break down this spinning fish flop thing for you. So the first thing that we always want to do when we're doing any sort of rolls or fish flops or anything of that nature, we want to warm up our shoulders and our neck and our backs to make sure that we can move through this sequence safely and smoothly and nothing is a shock to the system. So the first thing that I like to do is just do some basic weight distribution exercises with my shoulders and understanding that plow position, because that really is something that you're going to be going through in this sequence. So first order of business, if you cannot plow comfortably, you are not ready to do this move yet. So a plow, we're going to come over and our feet are going to be on the floor, arms by our sides. You can be supporting your lower back, but your abs are engaged, your legs are straight, your ankles are squeezing together, and your neck is elongated. So the top of your head is reaching to the wall behind you. Your neck should not feel constricted in any way. And if you make this nice shelf with your hands, you can actually relieve a little bit of the weight and put it in your triceps. So we're just gonna come here and really enjoy this stretch. Once we've really done that and we're warm, then we're gonna take our right leg, our right knee rather, and bring it to our right shoulder, transferring the weight to our right deltoid and releasing our left arm. You should really feel all the weight on that shoulder, so much so that you could actually just continue and roll up onto it. Sorry, I have a lot of hair. So, but we're not doing that now, but that's the idea. So we're gonna come back into that plow, bring your ankles together, and then we're gonna do the same thing with the left. Release the right arm, feel the weight transfer into that left shoulder, pressing it into the floor, and go back and forth again. And then if you like, you can release your arms down and do a couple of slow and controlled arches up, pitching forward, coming up, tucking the pelvis under, rolling back, maybe grabbing the balls of the feet, pressing through your heels, coming back down, coming back up again, just a few times, warming up the spine. You can push into the floor with the balls of your feet and try to connect all of these movements so that you're actually never stopping moving. Okay, so once we've done that and we feel like our shoulders are warm and we're in our plow, then we are ready to move on and start to talk about this sequence. Okay, here we go. Here's the deal with this move. One, you need to have a fish flop and it needs to be solid. Two, you need to have a fish flop where you're looking into the bent arm, not the straight arm. So I'm gonna show you what I mean. This is not really something you can do in slow motion, but I'll slow it down in the video for you. But I want you to look where I'm looking, where I'm directing my head when I do this, okay? So I'm gonna come here and I'm going to look into the camera through this window of my bent arm. Notice how I looked to the bent arm, not the straight arm, okay? So why don't I play that again in slow motion for you? And notice the head orientation is to the front. I'm not looking away towards the straight arm. Couple things to think about. One is when you are doing the fish flop, you really need to think of driving this hand into the floor and pressing your hips up and imagining touching your toe to your head, okay? If that happens, fantastic, you're awesome. If it doesn't, that's okay. The idea is that we're going for that. The act of driving the hips up and bringing that kind of bow shape to your body is going to ease you down to the floor. okay? Yes, my core and everything is engaged and working. I'm really not flopping down at all. I'm actually trying to control it quite a bit. Okay, so the reason that this works is because you're creating rotation going into the fish flop. So you have that press up, that straddle press up, which is not my strength, and then you have a thread through. So let's talk about those two moves. I find it easier to start on my belly and pull my energy back and then drive into the floor versus just driving into the floor. I feel like bringing the momentum and then sticking it through the floor helps me harness it and engage my shoulder girdle. So I'm going to start on my belly, and I always like to have my legs slightly wider than my shoulders. Palms are in the floor, and I'm going to pull back, bring my knees together, come up into that straddle, okay? Now, I'm going to pull back, I'm going to drive, thread, come around, and through here. Drive in, up, and down, and round, 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 round. When I'm coming around, you're going to notice that this is the arm that I'm bending. I'm rolling over the right shoulder, and I'm looking towards the bent arm, okay? There's a moment where I come around this leg, and I'm in this position here. Then this leg is going to come around, and I'm just going to actually make contact with the floor, and I'm going to come up and out. The trick with this, one, is to listen to your body, and two, to understand that you really actually want to try to get like 1.5 rotations. So you're not actually just doing like a regular fish flop, but you're actually kind of completing an extra rotation and ending up facing the other way. So sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. I kind of got some rotation, and then I lost some rotation, and then I got some rotation, but I'm tired. So I'm gonna stop. But hopefully this helps you a little bit. Like I said, I've only just started playing with this move, so it needs a lot more analyzing and looking at, but that's what I'm doing right now, and I figured I'd share it with you. So have fun. Bye. And one last thing, if you don't land square with your hips parallel to the floor, that happens. So it's a learning process for everybody, including me. Bye.